Yeah, I was just getting set up. I was changing my headphone jack. No hurries. It's probably going to be a slow opening maybe. How was your day, Jim? Did you have a okay trading day? Oh, so it looks like they already reset the accounts for the next day. So we'll see what happens. Maybe today we can start tomorrow with a green day, since we've already had 2 straight days of red days at this time of the day. So that's why I tell you guys I'm still kind of fairly new at trading this time of the day. So you had a lot of luck today. Oh, dude, you left some on the table. I left 100 points on the table at the very first trade this morning. It was good. We were green on the funded account. I mean, that's the one that all that matters to me. We're still just kind of trucking along. We had a pretty good June as far as trading one account. Hopefully, eventually, we can start copy trading, and it'll make it much better, because we made, including today, we made $1,000 in the last few weeks. That's just taking, usually one trade a day on our funded accounts. So it's either going to be a winner or loser. So we kind of went back. It took me a little bit to get past 700. It seemed like I'd get to 700s. Then the next day I'd take a little loss, might down to 400 or 500. Then I don't know. It seemed like it took a couple trades to get through those levels. It's kind of like my Apex account. I'm having the same issue with my Apex account. I get like one trade away from a payout, then I'd knock myself back 2 trades, then get back up there again, and knock myself back down again. That's not happened like twice to me so far. But it's been a little bit better with the consistency since I started just mainly trading fundeds only around the yesterday's open and close. Only trade around those levels only. And it seems to be working pretty good lately as far as the consistency goes. So as sad as my first entry this morning was at 6.95. So we went up, 150 points? And I only took a little bit on the funded, maybe 20 points. Yep. So we got long off of this today's open and close. What's crazy, if we didn't hit it so many times, I'd have much rather took the bounce, because we bounced back 40 points. Look at this first hit right here off yesterday's close. It hit right here. So that would have been 91. It pulled back all the way down to 60. So a 30-point trade off that first hit. The second hit, which that's at today's open, that one pulled back about 15 points. So you could have took winners either way off of this, but see, I didn't take those. I decided to go with the trade above instead, which either one of those trades would have worked, because I'm just looking for 10 points. So that's why we never got a trade Monday, because we never traded back down into the today's open and yesterday's close. So I understand you don't get that setup every day. But we've gotten it the last 2 days. So it's been good the last couple days. I'm not sure how many people's going to be around. This is definitely holiday traveling week because, man, I went out earlier for like lunch with the wife, and man, there was so much traffic on the roads that it was just insane. I was like, man, is this many people out traveling and moving? It was just insane, the amount of people that were out. I'll be right back. Let me go grab something to drink. We got about 5 minutes before the market opens. All right. I'm going to try to get on earlier in the morning because we have non-farm payroll in the morning at 7 something, I think, or at 8 o'clock. I'm not sure the time. I'll have to look. Plus, the market closes a little bit early tomorrow, too, at 1 o'clock. I think the next 2 days are going to be early days. All right, what do we got? Looks like we got about less than 2 minutes to go. So it looks like the gap between yesterday's open and close is going to be, what, about 30 points? I definitely will not take a trade into the opening like I did yesterday if the 5 minute closes. Guess find something to listen to. All right, what do we got? 1 minute left, guys. Less than 1 minute. I was trying to find something to listen to. Freaking commercials. I find myself ever listening to some Alice in Chains on that their MTV Unplugged videos. I don't know if anybody here likes Alice in Chains. I like a lot of the old. Here we go. Woo! Look at that little bitty gap. mark that out. Not a big one. Well, is that a wick? I can't tell. Remember, we don't take any trades until after like the first 5-minute candle is printed. All right, so it looks like that gap was filled in, so we ain't got no reason to have that. So we still have yesterday's opening sitting at 66 and yesterday's highs up at 15 that we did not run from the previous day. Make sure we're on the right account. Make sure we're on micros. Make sure we don't pop up on a mini with 3 minis. That wouldn't be good. Man, it looks like we pretty much, besides this last little movement, just chopped sideways today. Starting at about 11 o'clock, that lunch hour today, it was just like, just straight sideways trading. So we have to wait for this first 5-minute candle. Then you wait for the second 5-minute candle to print inside. Then the third one will be your trading opportunity. So you have to just kind of sit here and wait for like 10, 15 minutes to get that, to get whatever direction we're going to trade today. Now, the only way I won't take this trade if it moves higher into yesterday's open, because that's what happened to me last night, is when it closed, it traded right into yesterday's high. Then it just went the complete opposite way. Yesterday's opening. So definitely don't want to have that same mistake again today. Man, I was thinking they would do some 90% off for some evals today, since non-farm payroll. I know a lot of people like to full send evals on non-farm payroll. All right, we're about 40 seconds away for our first 5-minute candle. All right, so there's yesterday's close and high. They're about what, 4-7 points apart there. I think for the shorts, we're going to have to be below this 46 with this 5-minute candle. If not, we're going to be probably going to the upside. So you need this candle here to basically stay with inside this candle here to be a setup. All right, so it looks like we're going to be probably pushing to the downside. Then we just got to... now this candle is kind of voided if it pushes below this candle. It kind of needs to stay within this 5-minute candle. Still got 2 minutes left. Ah, shoot. I was really hoping this candle would have stayed inside this candle here. But last night we got in too early, and that kind of has been hurting us, getting in too early instead of just kind of being patient and wait. Yeah, me neither. I'm still just being patient. I do like the short as long as we're below 46. As long as we stay below 46 on today's open, I feel like it's a good possible probably short area. See if we get a retest. Should get our first target. I'm not second one may be pushing. I would think we'd want that 50 EMA there. Oh, don't wick me. Oh no, did it? Oh, did it sell both? I didn't realize. Why did it do that? Oh no, I forgot to change my damn. Oh, damn you. I forgot to change my settings. I didn't realize it. I accidentally sold off my runner. I didn't realize it. Sorry about that. I meant to sell 2 contracts there and leave the one for that 29. I didn't realize it. I just looked at my settings because I only was in, 3 contracts, which I thought it was, and I didn't change that to 2 like that. Ding dong it. All right, guys. Nothing else to do at the moment. I mean, that was kind of the trade we were waiting on. Just kind of the breakout of that inside this here. Inside 5-minute candle. You'll see Methodical Man trade this. You also see Pine Tree trade this. I'm not going to jump back in since we kind of messed up here. I was hoping to keep our runner to either target the 50 EMA or we got this big fair value gap that we could fill in down here at 25. The only way that I would be comfortable entering this, if we could pull back, retest this 46 area, then maybe a bounce off of that if we retest that 46. Did anybody else take the short from the 5-minute inside candle break? I'm so annoyed that I didn't I guess, check that to make sure it was set up right before I entered. And I don't know why I wasn't even looking at the number of contracts that I was trying to hit on the board either. Because I definitely feel like we could definitely get that 50 EMA there. And like I said, the only other way that I would re-enter this, if we pull back and retest the 46, then we can look for another sell. So tonight, guys, we're only going to be here till 7 o'clock. But my goal is to try to come back early in the morning. I feel like we can get another entry, Jim, if we can wait for if we get that 46 pullback. It is definitely a slow grind when you're waiting on 5-minute candle setups. So you definitely got to be patient. It's almost like I want to attempt to put a resting order at 46 and risk like a few points or something and see if we get some kind of bounce off of that 46. That was just a re-wick test. That was just a wick off that bottom candle from earlier. I don't know if we're going to get the push back up there or not, but that's what I would look for if I was going to look for a short. Looks like it just pretty much just bounced off that previous 5-minute candle. So if you sometimes we get wick tests, so this is what you would call kind of like a little wick test. So this was the 5-minute candle. This candle pushed up, hit it, then sold down. So what is that? Almost 10 points. It'd have been a lot cooler if it was off the 45. So you're eyeballing a potential retractment of some of the portion of the morning run up. Yeah, that's kind of what I would really like to get as an entry and just hold it, but I don't know if we're gonna get an entry for that kind of hold. I think it's going to be pretty tough to get through this area because of all this consolidation. So I think it's going to take a little bit. What kind of leverage are you using when you go into your trades, Jim? Like, are you in minis or micros trading this type of price action? Hopefully no one messed up their accounts trying to trade this today because this looks pretty nasty. I mean, you got these big wicks. Nasty. Lunchtime was definitely a good time to get off this morning to be done trading. Oh. So right now we're trying to wait and see if we're going to get maybe a possible short off of the 45 level. That's right under today's opening where we opened at today at 46. And if I see it going through, we'll just close it. So we'll keep this a very small loss if it does, go through the today's open. guess you could almost hit trade that one too, because that's an inside bar too on the 5 minute. So we've already taken one trade. So basically we took the 5 minute inside bar trade. So it's on the second 5 minute candle. Once we had the 5 minute break below the 40, we got short. We probably could have almost got our full 10 points, but I didn't have my ATM strategy set up right, and it cost me all my contracts at 5 instead of 10. Yeah, lately I've been mainly doing 10 micros, which is, I guess, a mini. That way I can sell off most of my contracts at 10 points with like sell off 7 or 8 contracts, then leave 2 for runners, then look for, bigger moves to the upside. Yeah, I think Methodical Man said he was taking a little bit of break this evening from streaming the evening. So far, we got a pretty mild opening. We've only got a total of 15 points. Maybe 20 points. Looks like we pushed up there. Well, maybe a little bit more. 30 points. Because it looks like that one wick candle pushed all the way up to the 60, 65 before we pushed back down. So if you pull Fibonacci, and if you pull 50% of this candle, it should be right at my entry. So if we get a 50% retracement, we should get tagged in. The 50% is sitting right there at the opening. Jim, who did you say you what are you trading with? Are you trading prop firms, or are you trading your live account? I'm hoping by the end of the month, 1st of August, I want to start trading my live account with on Ninja. So I have to get that set up. I know there's a way that I can trade my Tradevate account on Ninja. I just have to set it up because that's how Methodical Man trades a lot of his accounts. Most all of his accounts are through Tradevate. He says you can trade them all on Ninja. So if you're just joining us, there's really not a lot to do. The first trade already happened. So we shorted at the 40 earlier. I don't know if I ever... Oh, various props here. Okay. Man, we only have till 6 or 7 o'clock tonight. I was hoping we'd at least get another setup. I hate that I'm out of this trade already. But I know I can't just jump in because that's just asking to get wrecked. Yeah, I remember you telling me about you just getting your payout the other day. That's pretty cool, pretty good. Man, I don't even know if we're going to get a pullback. I think it's just going to be one of those deals, kind of price action this morning where we just grind sideways. And then what you're going to get is probably a sell-off real quick. Then it's going to be the same type price action. We get this type of price action like once a month maybe, or maybe twice a month. So like you never get any pullbacks. It's just barcoding, then big candles up if we're moving in that direction. I even kind of pointed it out this morning because it usually doesn't do, I don't usually do very good with this price action. And I went through and just marked them all out. You can see it. That one you actually had a little pullback, but ever since we got up here, it was just straight, just sideways trading. So I'm not really sure if we'll get that pullback to 46, 45. So what we can do, if we do make it back here, if we want to continue higher, if we think it's going to push through 46 here, we can always just kind of close out the trade and kind of reverse our direction. Because this will be our line in the sand here, the 46. And this is also your 50% pullback on Fibonacci for the length of this candle. I wonder if the first one's going to be 38. I remember Fish Lips bringing that up. He says sometimes if you pull the fib, sometimes the first move back is just the 38%. So it could only go to about here. Now it's only 2 points, so we can withstand the risk if we do get that 38%. All right, so about 2 or 3 points away here. And 46 will be my line in the sand. We don't want it. If it pushes above 46, we'll probably close the trade down. That's at today's opening and 50% of the move up here. Let's go, pump it. Oh, goodness. Oh, pretty good. Might not get tagged in. How's your trading been today, RPG? Man, it looks like my stuff almost froze for 20 seconds. Yeah, I don't know how much it needs today. I don't know. I feel like it's going to probably be a slow grinding evening, just being the a holiday week. Awesome on the green day. Yeah, we had a green day today also. We never did find a trade for our second eval today, so we just left it be. So, like I said, if we get tagged in, 46 is kind of my line in the sand here. So, if I think we're going to push above 46, we'll close the trade. We're not going to get there. What do we? No, like 1 point away. Did that still not hit us? Come on. There we go. Oh. All right, 46 is my line in the sand. And that's at today's open. And we could hit that 46 because that's the 50% mark. I decided to jump in at the 38% on the Fibonacci. So let's see what happens at the 46. I wasn't sure if we would get the 46 or not, so that's why we decided to jump in a few points early. That looks pretty bullish too, so we'll just see what happens. Above 46, we will change our direction to a higher if we get through the 46s here. Man, 46 would have definitely been a better target because it bounced hard off the 46. All right, so we'll stay in this for 3 points. Woo, 46 would have been a lot nicer. To be in the short from the 46. And it still could possibly push through. That's what I liked about the New York session, man. Usually if we hit like today's open, usually it's just an instant 10, 15 points. I'm not sure how many pushes we got left. The more it hits it over and over, the least amount that it's going to hold. We're about to have a new 5-minute candle here. And that should kind of tell us a lot here too with this 5-minute candle. All right, so we got stopped out for the move above the today's open. I think that just pretty much took the profits that we made off that last trade. So pretty much just back to break even. Well, at least if we don't take any more trades, we shall not start tomorrow in the red like we have the last 2 days. So we were red in this time frame for Tuesday and Monday and Tuesday. We were red for this time frame. Not much, like $40 or $50. I think $50 from Monday, then 30 something from last night. And if this candle prints like this, you can look at this as like a 5-minute Romney candle. It's where you have the wick that's above this candle, but the body stays below this one. The only thing about this is not making a new higher short. That's the only probably downside on this type of entry. All right, here we go. We got 2 seconds left. Man. See, I don't know if my ninja freeze, you see how like my time frame freezes right here? Like it's like it's missing, I don't know. It was at 407, now it's at 353. So it's like my charts freeze up sometimes. What time is it? Almost 7 o'clock here. So if we can't find any more entries, like I said, we're $7 in the green here. That last trade canceled out my first trade. Got 2 minutes left on this 5-minute candle. Let's see if we can print above the today's open here. Because we got this wick that we could run, and you got this wick all the way up to here. You got yesterday's close sitting at 53, and you got yesterday's high sitting at 58. So I'm not really sure what kind of resistance that you would run into yesterday's close. And it'd be very tough to get your 5 points. So today, guys, we're only streaming till 7 o'clock. But we will be back early in the morning. I'm going to try to get on before non-farm payroll happens. We can check and see what time that is. I feel like it's at 8 o'clock in the morning. Ooh, that's bright. Oh, I got to go to tomorrow, I think. All right, we've got 50 seconds left on this candle here. Yeah, so your non-farm payrolls is going to be at 8:30. And you also got global PMI tomorrow. So we got, wow, we have tons of news in the morning. That's pretty wild that we have all that news like a day that the market's only open half a day. It should be pretty wild in the morning as far as volatility goes. I don't know what happened. But definitely a big thank you guys all for tuning in and watching for the 1 hour. Low liquidity with the mega whip possible. Yeah. I feel like we only really had one setup today, and that was this first initial breakout. So you could have got 5 or 10 points out of it. It's just, like I said, I didn't have my ATM strategy set up right, and I took all my contracts off on the first hit. I mean, it looks like the market setup is staying the same. So, I mean, if it stays like this, you would think that we would continue higher, I guess. Consolidation, move, consolidation, possible move. I guess this chart doesn't have 50% on it for some reason. Like I said, thank you guys all for watching. We'll wait one more candle to see what's going to happen here. I thought maybe this one little push here would get us above today's open. We kind of take out yesterday's close and yesterday's highs. And we never did retest yesterday's high. I think they were all the way up at 915. So I don't know if we'll get back up there. These holiday weeks can be kind of a weird trading. There's your little whip. Let's see if it slingshot through. Woo. More likely, I guess that we're just going to be consolidating sideways maybe until the Asia market opens. Asia market opens in 1 more hour, so we might get a little bit more liquidity pumped in during the Asia market. Oh, goodness. All right, here comes the last 5-minute candle before 7. Let's see if we get some kind of pump here. Usually all the movements in that first hour, man, this next hour usually is pretty stale. Nothing, guys, nothing. Dead as a doornail. That stuff is just grinding. Like I said, our first setup was here, this 5-minute candle. Then we took the breakout of this candle here. We got 5 points, but like I said, I had my ATM strategy set up and it took all my contracts off at 5. So we were trying to shoot for the 50 EMA as our last target. We would have got close. It looks like we got right down to 8 or 9 points, but I stopped watching after I got stopped out. That might have been like your 40 to 50% pullback there, that wick. Oh, well. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and we will be back in the morning. Like I said, we're going to try to hop on early in the morning or earlier in the morning because we have non-farm payroll and we have tons of news all morning tomorrow. So it should be a pretty exciting morning. I wish the prop firms would have offered a 90% off. This way, if you're one of those people that like the full ports and accounts at the news. Yeah, thank you, RPG Jim. Thank you guys for chatting. And we'll see you tomorrow, Jim, if you're around in RPG. I'm not sure if you trade in the mornings or not. Not positive. But I think I have seen you around. I just can't remember. Yeah, we're just getting like these crazy wicks, and I feel like that's the 50% mark. So if you pulled the Fibonacci, it should be like the the 50%, because they're 60, 40. So that was probably your 40 to 50% pullback. So now it may go. Let's see, because that was kind of what we were saying a while ago on this one. But even though this was the 50% pullback of this leg here. So I was expecting it to pull back here, then sell off, but we didn't get that. I was trying to wait to see if we would print above the 46 here at today's open here. We've got 2 more minutes on this candle, so I'll wait 2 more minutes to see what happens with the close of this 5-minute. Got 1 minute left. If it prints above it and that next 5-minute candle can hold, I may jump in with like 2 micros and see if we can. Yeah, that's where we're waiting to see what's going to happen here. Then I'll target the yesterday's close at 53 and yesterday's high at 58. Man, we don't even have a candle. It's all wick on this candle, guys. All right, 10 seconds left. It doesn't look like we're going to close above it. So you'll be kind of waiting out another 5-minute candle. And I'm not going to short it. My short button should be broke. Shorts have not been really working out that well, honestly, lately. I think we had a decent sell-off yesterday, but it was right back up. All right, so it's just going to be pretty much a break-even evening. Better than the red. Like I said, we finished 2 straight days in the red. One day we were $50 in the red. The next day we were $40 in the red. And we took 2 trades here. So we were up around 30 to 40 bucks on that last trade. But like I said, I took a second trade and got stopped out for the same amount. So it's pretty much a break-even first hour here. Day. Oh, not day, but as far as the evening goes. So at least we don't have to start out in the red tomorrow morning like we have the rest of the week so far. So hopefully we can find us another good funded trade tomorrow and finish off green tomorrow. But we're going to approach with caution because we already had a fairly decent week of trading with our funded. So nothing worse than finishing the day. You know, I think tomorrow, I'm not sure Friday. I think we are open Friday, but I don't think the United States market's open. So it could just be some really crappy price action. You just never know what you're going to get, or it can be one of those nice trending days. So, all right, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and we will be back. Like I said, I'm going to try my best to be back for the non-farm payroll or the unemployment news at 8 o'clock in the morning or 7 o'clock my time because I'm in Central Time. All right, guys. Thank you. We'll see you. Here's the levels that we were watching. I don't know if you can see those better on TradingView. So right now we're just kind of trapped between yesterday's close and today's open between 846 and 843. That's today's low, yesterday's high. So all right, guys, thank you.